treats and no more treats. Hello, I am Bookface, and today we're here to talk about dogs, but with a twist, because all these dogs are from hell. Basically, we're talking about hellhounds, or black dogs, since, hellhound doesn't necessarily fit all of them. Well, the idea of a hellhound does, in a sense, exist in multiple different folklores and mythologies. It's most common in Europe, and especially common in England. Considering how dangerous a predator the wolf is in Europe and most areas of England, it's not very surprising that they would be associated with, hell. So with that context, let's jump right in. The first form of hellhound we have is the black shuck. Its name is thought to mean demon, but it can also be called the old shuck, the shuck dog, or just the shuck. What the shuck? Sorry, I had to. The black shuck was thought to resemble a large black dog the size of a donkey, covered in shaggy fur, with glowing red eyes or a single glowing red eye. Additionally, these eyes, or eye, were thought to fire green and red sparks. I feel like that would make it very difficult to see. There was also a variation of the black shuck from Cambridgeshire called the shug monkey or the shug monkey, which was a creature with the body of a sheepdog, the face of a monkey, with glaring eyes. It was also thought to be able to stand on 2 legs, but could also stand on 4 legs, depending on its mood, I guess. There was also a different form in Clopton Hall, which was thought to resemble a monk with a dog's head. This creature was generally believed to live in salt marshes or in the ocean. But at dusk it would come out to walk in marshes, I'm assuming different marshes than the salt marshes it lives in, by riversides, down dark roads, near the gallows, and in graveyards. So we gotta have that nice cliche horror vibe. It was thought to approach travelers on empty roads at night, and it was believed that you could feel its cold breath and shaggy fur from a distance. Now does this just mean its fur just stuck out at a bunch of different angles really, really far, or could you just, psychically sense its fur, or did its fur just reach out in these little tendrils and poke you? All of those are disturbing options. Additionally, while this creature wouldn't actually physically injure the traveler, its appearance was thought to foretell death. Except in Essex, where it's thought that it was a good sign, and that it would help guide and protect travelers. Essex has very different views of demons. The next form of hellhound we have is the Padfoot, which I'm sure no one's ever heard of. I'm sure there's no way that anyone would associate Padfoot with a big black dog. This was a form of black dog from Yorkshire, England. It was also called the Padfoots. Pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. And this is English. Also, more specifically than just Yorkshire, it was also thought to haunt the moors around the area of Leeds. Additionally, this creature actually took many different forms, sometimes being a giant white dog, while sometimes it was a giant black and white dog with 3 legs, which kind of throws off the whole black dog thing. However, sometimes it was a giant black donkey with glowing red eyes. Weird flex, but okay. However, sometimes it was a monstrous sheep with thick wool and glowing red eyes. That sounds bad. I'll leave. No, I won't. This is my YouTube channel. I'll make as many crappy jokes as I want. Additionally, it could also take the form of a calf or a bear. Okay, just putting aside calf for a moment, because nobody's scared of a lower half of a leg. I'm assuming that's what it means when it says calf. Could you imagine a terrifying demonic bear? Like a full black, glowing red-eyed bear? That's terrifying. Additionally, because this creature can take so many different forms, it's instead recognized because of its habit of padding along behind somebody when it's stalking them. I'm assuming that means walking, but I don't know. Additionally, as well as the padding, victims are also thought to hear roars and the rattling of chains. Because we gotta get that extra spooky vibe up in here. It's also thought that most of the people who die to a Padfoot actually die of fright. I guess the spooky vibe is necessary. Though some do attempt to attack it. Good, I like it. However, this almost always ends with the person getting mauled. Don't like the results. Lastly, we have the church Grimm, which is a creature from English and Scandinavian folklore. Also called the Kirkegrim in Danish and the Kirkegrim in Swedish, and the Captain Kirkegrim in Star Trek. In English folklore, it almost always resembled a spectral black dog with glowing red eyes, and it was believed to protect churches from anyone who would cause trouble. This includes, but is not limited to, vandals, thieves, witches, warlocks, and Satan himself. It's a good boy to fight off Satan. Many folklorists believe that it was common practice in the 19th century to bury a dog alive under the cornerstone of a church as a sacrifice to protect the church. However, some believe that it actually came from a different belief, which was that the first person buried in a church's graveyard would have to protect that graveyard from the devil. And because most people don't want their recently deceased relatives fighting Satan, they instead make a dog do it. Not cool. Dogs deserve treats. No more treats! They don't deserve to be fighting Satan. No more treats! Much like other forms of black dog, the church Grimm was often associated with death, and it was believed it would ring the church bell at midnight to foretell someone's death. However, unlike most forms of black dog, the church Grimm wasn't actually supposed to be evil or demonic. It was a purely protective force, and wasn't really associated with hell. Not a hellhound, it's a holy hound. Also, unlike most other black dogs, it was believed to walk night and day. Though it did prefer dark, stormy weather. We gotta get that spooky vibe to the max. And while the Scandinavian version of this creature was slightly different, it was similar in most ways. One thing that was different, though, was that instead of walking the grounds day and night, the Grimm was supposed to hide in the church's bell tower throughout the day and only walk the grounds at night. Additionally, instead of always being a dog, it was very common for the Grimm to be a lamb, because it was very common practice to bury a lamb under the altar of a new church in some Scandinavian places. Kind of takes away from the whole black dog thing. Pretty sure there's a different name for the lamb version of the Grimm. I'll put it up on the screen when I find it out. It was often thought that a lamb was used in relation to Jesus Christ being the Lamb of God. However, it could also be a pig, a boar, or a horse. Additionally, instead of having to ring a church bell to foretell death, all you had to do was see this creature in order to foretell the death, specifically of a child. So, there are 3 different forms of hellhounds, or black dogs, or whatever you want to call them. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. I just did a video on raiding Area 51. Go watch that, and I will see you next time. Bye.